Imagine this. The best pasta sauce you have ever tasted sits abandoned on a plate. Wasted sauce. That is a tragedy. If only you had used Barilla al Bronzo pasta. Its bronze-cut texture holds your sauce and scoops up every last drop. The Italians call that scarpetta. Capture sauce the Italian way. Barilla al Bronzo. Click or tap the banner to find out more.
The following is a Red Apple Podcast Network presentation.
They say this is a big rich town. I just come from the poet's part. Bright light, city life, I gotta make it.
Welcome to Dominic Carter's podcast. This is Dominic Carter's City Hall. Now, here's Dominic Carter.
Red Apple Podcast 77 WABC. You can listen to me, Dominic Carter, weeknights, midnight to 1 a.m., midnight to 1 a.m. And if that's too late for you, you can always listen to the show rebroadcast daily via my other podcast for your convenience. President Biden was tone deaf the other day in the worst possible way. And with the COVID food stamp increase now gone, it is devastating senior citizens. This is my podcast. Let's go. President Biden is too old to seek re-election. He let Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene pull him into a no-win situation. A Michigan mother testified before a congressional subcommittee about losing her two sons, ages 18 and 20, to fentanyl. It happened 6 months before Biden took office, but Marjorie Taylor Greene put the blame indirectly on Biden. In the end, it sounded like Biden was laughing at a devastated mother who lost two kids. Come on, Mr. President. If this wasn't so sad, I would say, are you kidding me? Here was part of the mother's congressional testimony.
If we had Chinese troops lining up along our southern border with weapons aimed at our people, with weapons of mass destruction aimed at our cities, you damn well know you would do something about it. We have a weather balloon from China going across our country. Nobody died, and everybody's freaking out about it. But 100,000 die every year, and nothing's being done. Not enough is being done. Numbers are going up, not down. You're welcoming drug dealers across our border. You're giving them protection. You're not protecting our children.
Absolutely heartbreaking. And here is how Biden responded, trying to take a shot at Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene.
A little bit of more Marjorie Taylor Greene and a few more, you're going to have a lot of Republicans running our way. Isn't she amazing? Oof. Ours, the reason she was very specific. I shouldn't digress probably, but she was very specific recently, saying that a poor mother who lost two kids to fentanyl, that I killed her sons. Well, the interesting thing is that fentanyl they took came during the last administration.
Come on, Mr. President. Anyway, let's move on. So migrants have the red carpet rolled out for them, but actual American citizens are not so fortunate. On March 1st, the so-called emergency allotment increase in food stamp benefits due to the coronavirus pandemic went away and ended immediately as households are struggling with high food costs. Groceries are 11.3% higher in January than a year earlier. The worst hit cases are for elderly Americans who received the minimum monthly benefit. Many saw their SNAP payments tumble monthly from $281 down to as little as $23. And again, that's for an entire month. I want you to listen to the confusion alone. Here's one of the telephone calls I received from Loretta in Brooklyn.
I went to the store today. What a joke. I had to put back several items. Food stamps is only for food, not for toilet paper, which is also a necessity. So because we got this big increase in January, the biggest, I heard, they took from me, I don't know, it was $51 or $53. Now the $95 cut, and I didn't even know until I heard it on the news. A neighbor in the building told me her grandfather got a letter, and that led me to believe I was going to get March at the end of March. But no, February was the last. So I ran across something because I know there's a few of us out there who try to live on food stamps, and it should not be geared as to what they think the pandemic is over or not. It should be the rate of inflation. It's still in there.
Loretta, it shouldn't even be that. And I will admit, I'm biased on this issue. As a young man that grew up in this city, that oftentimes the only meal we had was because of food stamps. So I understand, and I know what it means when the food stamps run out and it means nothing to eat. I understand. And I do understand. I've been there growing up in this city. Imagine Loretta's situation and senior citizens around the country that have paid their dues, unlike migrants. Going to the supermarket, she is at the register and has no idea the dollar amount left on her food stamps.
This episode is brought to you by Tic Tac. Summer tastes like Tic Tac. Tantalize your taste buds this sunny season with citrus adventure and orange. 2 everyday flavors that bring summer in every. Tic Tac Citrus Adventure is a yummy, vibrant medley of lemon, lime, and mandarin. And Tic Tac Orange is the perfect mix of tangy and sweet. Visit us at Tic Tac USA on social to refresh your summer with Tic Tac.
I want you to listen to a conversation I had with Jennifer in Boston, talking about a relative and her food stamps as migrants receive housing, food, and many other things.
I'll tell you, I have a close family member who is getting $16 a month in food stamps, okay? Worked hard her whole life, paid her bills, taxes, did everything right, doesn't have an ounce of debt, but she's barely making it because at a young age she got diagnosed with heart failure in addition to blood disease, lots of other things, Dominic. Her health just spiraled. And but she still every day tries to do something good to be kind. You know, she's a very decent person. And $16 a month. So I try and get things. I'll lie and say, I got buy one, get one free, this and that, because she doesn't want to take anything from anyone. She doesn't want to go to a food pantry. And yet I looked up today because I knew that her extended benefits were going to be running out in my state. And I looked it up, and our new governor is putting in, I believe it was $130 million that they're going to be putting toward 3 meals a day for kids in school, and 1,100 housing units at least for the new influx of migrants, as they like to call them, also known as illegal aliens. When I know so many people that are struggling, I've told you before, my own mother doesn't want to buy coffee anymore because our property taxes and everything have gone up so high. This is a crazy, hard time for a lot of people. And we have commercials that play that children, 6 out of 10 children in America are struggling with hunger. Well, if that's the case, why are we taking other countries' kids if we're not taking care of our own? It's just gut-wrenching, Dominic. The world's turned upside down. It really has.
Jennifer, you know? I'm sitting here patiently listening to you because you said, I want to make sure I got this right. You said $16 a month in food stamps, correct?
Correct. Correct. Yep.
16.
And this is a person who did everything right, Dominic, was a caregiver, you know. I just can't even tell you the hurt that I see around me in my community. I have a friend whose daughter has Down syndrome. The government is coming after her because they want money back from her for the Social Security her Down syndrome daughter got because her and her husband are divorced, and somehow the daughter shouldn't have gotten that much. If the parents were living in the same house, she should, but not if they're divorced. It's this whole screwed up thing. You'd be amazed the way they'll screw an American citizen, part of my language, and the way that Americans are suffering. But these illegals that saunter their behind across our border get it all handed to them. I don't get a free phone. Do you?
No, I mean, I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna come back to what you just said in 1 second. But what's going through my mind, Jennifer, is that you know, I know, everybody listening to us knows that as we speak right now, by some of these migrants, by many of these migrants, babies are being made right now as taxpayers are paying everything for these migrants, and they are scheming for their future for the next 40, 50 years where American taxpayers will pick up the tab. And you're telling me, Jennifer, and I'm going to ask you to comment one last time before I move on. So this person you know that's done everything right with her life, the last time I checked, if it's a sale going on at the supermarket, you might be able to purchase a single steak, if it's on sale, for $16. And you're telling me that's her total amount monthly that she's now going to receive?
Correct. Absolutely correct. And I'll tell you this, there are things that, like, she doesn't get help. She needs $90 a month just for her fish oil, which is for keep her blood thin. She's on a statin too. Like I said, she has heart failure, but she needs that because it keeps her blood thin and it is anti-inflammatory. It's good for the vessels in her heart. But you know what? Who helps her? Who cares? I guarantee you, if these illegals, Dominic, do you know when they have a baby in one of our hospitals, you have to give them a car seat to bring I was watching the hearings at the border the other day. The hospitals have to provide them with a car seat. I mean, come on. I'm just so done with it, Dominic. It breaks my heart to see people I know hurting, really hurting. And these are just people, I live in a pretty affluent area, but these are people who weren't rich to begin with. They just were sort of middle class, I guess, you know, but things were okay. And now, if you get older and you're not working or you get sick, forget it. You know what? I have 2 blind friends here in Boston. One of them's been suicidal numerous times because it's just bad, Dominic. It's bad. I'm sorry I'm getting upset. Thank you for hearing me. And that's why my heart went out to, and I'll tell you, that friend of mine, she's not a friend, she's a family member that is hurting so bad. She gave $100 to David in the Bronx because her heart so felt for him and how he's been failed. So I just want to say that. Thank you very much for hearing me. You're a kind soul and a gentleman.
Thank you, Jennifer. This is horrible. Americans being treated this way, losing food stamp benefits while migrants have the red carpet and all the money and the military aid going to Ukraine. That brings this episode to a close. Thank you, folks, for joining us. You can catch me on 77 WABC weeknights, midnight to 1 a.m. If you are interested in my book on my life, which I will personally sign for you, or my bobblehead doll, go to my website, DominicCarterOnline.com, DominicCarterOnline.com. You can also go check out the Dominic Carter merchandise at the 77 WABC store, from Dominic Carter t-shirts to hats and much more. Go to WABCRadiostore.com. Dominic Carter, Red Apple Podcast, 77 WABC.
Dominic Carter Socials on Twitter at Dominic TV and Facebook and Instagram. Dominic Carter TV. Email at dominic.carter@wabcradio.com. Until the next episode, be well. And as Dominic always says, stay positive. The glass is always half full, never half empty. Dominic Carter City Hall.